Many a day away is pointed. What's there to say? But hey, look there. Many a night I'm lonely with no one, but I accept you're not here. For love is real, no matter where it comes from. Love is born in haste, and many a way will set you apart from me. But love cannot waste, for love transcends every inch of beauty. Love is classical, and many a fool shall figure it's his duty to hope for a miracle. That was some of a song I have written. I actually wrote it, I think, a couple of years ago. Anyway, I like it. I was gonna write a musical, and I was envisioning that song playing in a part where a guy was this character I was writing was waiting at a bus stop, and he was going to find this person in a photograph. Anyway, I can't remember the rest of the details. I can't recall them right now. But that image of that song always stuck with me, and I should actually go and find that. It's on one of my hard drives. But it's a good song. But why do I start this video with that little ditty? I start this video with that little ditty because I want to talk about somebody who finds themselves in that sort of a situation where they are subject to the opinions of negative consensus where it concerns their ambitions, their ideals, their dreams, what they want for themselves, their goals. It can be a very difficult thing to march ahead individually, singularly, when you are being told from all sides, by that coven of witches and warlocks that, you're insane, that you are on the wrong path, that you're going to go to hell, in a handbasket, that you are, that you are damning yourself. But I think that's fear talking, a lot of people who want to keep to the tried and true. I understand where they're coming from. Believe me, I understand the importance of, shared values, shared customs and the like. But there's something more important than everything we share, which is everything we're going to share. And I, for one, don't want shared destruction. I, for one, don't want shared prejudice. I, for one, don't want shared delusion. I, for one, don't want shared devolution of creativity, I, for one, want some vibrancy back. I, for one, if I were a woman, I would want some good vibrations back, But I'm not a woman. But if I were one, I want to dance at the car wash, if you know what I'm talking about. You know, I would like to see another Richard Pryor or something like that. Well, not like that, but something new, but in that same direction. Obviously, you can't replace the original genuine article, but I would like something, you know, that stood its ground. So much of modern trend has been the case throughout all generations. The modern trend is it doesn't stand its ground. Let's just put it that way. You know, usually what stands its ground are those gems. You know, and that's what we remember, and they define the decades. Like, if you think of music, you don't think of every musical act and artist that came out in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. You think of the gems. You think of the bedazzling diamonds of soul, rhythm and blues, rock and roll. We can go to even to the 90s, hip hop. I certainly remember Tupac Shakur and Bone Thugs and Harmony. See you at the crossroads, and I certainly will see myself at the crossroads, or nailed to a cross. But regardless, the point I'm making is that it's the gems. It's those that stand their ground. And the sad thing about nowadays is that because there's so much social mirroring going on, lesser and lesser amounts of people all over the world that is, becoming more connected in a crystallized manner, lesser and lesser amounts of people are standing their own ground, are saying, no, I will go against the tide. I will hold my own. Lesser and lesser amounts of people are doing that, and that is problematic because, one, it devolves, the creativity as it pertains to creative output of the whole world. It devolves that. So, the genres of art, they start to decline in quality, and that's a big issue because quality is, it relates to similarity of meaning. And what I mean by that is that we all have something in common, and it's called humanity, and it's collected in this idea of soul, of a common destination. What happens when there's an incredible amount of social mirroring going on, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down, doesn't seem to be pushing on the brakes? What happens is that humanity, that thing we find, when we look in history books, united us all against a common threat, that humanity, that quality of the soul, starts to vanish. It starts to wither away. And so you think about the social mirroring that's going on right now. And yes, trends take after traditions. And yes, there are good aspects to the traditions, so therefore there are good aspects to the trends, and there's always good aspects. But as we know, as you will recall, you know, that old notion, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. People will oftentimes, stop holding their ground, stop being themselves, because they're trying to be loyal to what everybody else is considering the, what should we call it? The social esteem glue, shall we call it that? Regardless, people lose their edge. People lose their innocence in some cases, in a lot of cases actually. People lose their will and their love and their passion and their respect when they afford complete authority to sequence. Now, you may have thought I would have said something else then, right? You might have thought I would have said order. But no. Sequence. Because we don't live in order. If anybody is experiencing any sort of disharmony, any sort of pain, some sort of burden that is due to interpersonal conflict of some variety, then the issue is not that they're being over-ordered. The issue is that there is a disorder, as in there is a distance of order to their lives and to the lives of everybody, because one person to everybody is anyone they interact with. The issue is sequence. People, I include myself in this, we are trapped under the rule of sequence, because the more our social mirroring has extrapolated, and extrapolated really isn't the right word. The right word would be, it's the more our social mirroring has encapsulated the consciousness of the world. There, that's a better way of putting it. The more sequence has taken the reins. And sequence works differently than order. You see, order allows for harmony. Order has everything working as it is useful to work. But sequence is different. Sequence just has the lights on, but no one's home. And that's the problem. I was going to say something else in this video, but I lost the thought while I was talking. Anyway, something to think about, isn't it? Have a good day. Peace. Meow.